Hi everybody. Hello there, it's Kelly Klapstein here with Creative Scrapbooker Magazine. So I'm here to share some cool hand lettering, and it's going to be done with a white pen. Oh, I got to just organize my iPad here. So yeah, I hope you're all getting ready for Mother's Day because I am, and I'm done. I'm so excited. So this project is being shown on the blog today for Creative Scrapbooker Magazine. So if you want to see more, then definitely check out the Creative Scrapbooker blog, and it's just creativescrapbooker.ca. I should probably write that down somewhere. Okay, so on the blog we have, hi there, we have beautiful BoBunny papers. This is called the Secret Garden Collection, so I'll just show you what these papers look like. There's some colors, lots of purples and lavenders, some greens. Hi Uta, hi Smitha. Some very, very pretty papers. So if you want to make something for Mother's Day, I tell you, these papers are the answer. Look at this, lilacs. Hey Cheryl, great to see you. Sorry I'm not seeing all the comments, but I'll see some of them. Just showing the BoBunny papers that I use. So BoBunny is a company, a paper company. This is the name of the paper company, and they have gorgeous collections. This one's called Secret Garden. And I'll just show you these papers, and then I'll show you the hand lettering part of it. So gorgeous purple tones. And this piece in particular is really great. So these are 4x4 squares. These are all 12x12 pieces of paper. Hi from Arizona. Thanks for inviting followers, Susanna. And what you can do, and what I did for this card, that's what I want to share first is, okay, where did my card go? Oh, here it is. So here's the card, the matching card I made to go with this hand-lettered quote. So this card, I just took a 4x4 piece of square from this piece of paper in particular, and this one is called, let me just check, Secret Garden Trellis. Oh, hi there, Inan. And they are 4x4 squares, so you can basically just cut out a square, and you can hand letter or stamp or do whatever you like, and stick it on another piece of paper. So this is another piece of BoBunny paper I cut, and then I took these fussy cut these roses, thank you, and put them on the card. So I use these 4x4 square pieces of paper from this 12x12 sheet a lot. They're awesome for that. You could even cut out these little birds. Okay, so that's the beautiful BoBunny papers. So this particular frame, I'll try to move back a bit. I'll see if I can move back. This is one piece of 12x12 paper. And I saw the wreath design, it was blank in the middle, and I thought, okay, I have to put something in there, and I hand lettered this. This is fussy cut from another piece of paper. So I'll show you how thank you for the hearts, everybody. I'll show you quickly how to do an easy faux calligraphy hand lettering on this, okay? So I was really excited. I'm just going to get another piece of paper. I was really excited to see these new Dilutions paint pens. So if you're not familiar with Ranger products, these are wonderful products. Oh, thank you. And these are their new paint pens. So there's black and white. And what is awesome about these paint pens is they have a very fine nib. So if you look at that nib, usually paint pens are very big and they have a thick nib, and these aren't. They're very thin, which is wonderful. So similar to other paint pens, they both have that ability, and they write over everything. So the black in particular is awesome if you want to write like over your mixed media books and your art journals. And they both have ball in there. So you might try them on wood. I think they would work well on wood, so I would give them a try for sure. They're a paint pen, right? So they do work on non-porous surfaces. So shake it up, but you have to shake it. And even when you're writing, your lettering, you have to stop and shake it and mix up the ink inside. So they both have those balls. The other thing, when you first get them, this chamber will be empty, and so the paint will all be in the barrel. And what you have to do is you have to prime it or pump it. Now this is typical for most paint pens. So for example, I'll just close up here. You know, don't go pump, 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 pump. And you pump it by just pushing down, and you can see that nib go down in there. Now it's a small nib, so don't kill it, right? Don't go pump, 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 pump. It's not coming, it's not coming. You have to be patient. So I don't want to pump this too much to prime it, because I already have the paint flowing through, and I don't want it to get blobby. But you might have to push and hold it down, you know, for 30 seconds or so, and wait. And honestly, it took quite a long time for this one to get flowing, the white. So I think it's shaken up, it's ready to go. Now I'll show you what I did to hand letter. Is this making you dizzy? I hope not. Anybody dizzy yet? So I'll take a piece of this BoBunny paper. Now, of course, to get the best effect, you probably want to use a darker piece of paper for the white. Now, this lilac colored paper is fairly light, but I was still able to get a nice bright white lettering on there. However, I want to tell you that I went over these letters a couple of times. So let's do that. So first thing you do is you know, get a pencil and a ruler so you have straight lines, and I will just do one word here. And you draw your straight line, and then I will try to write fairly darkly because it's going to be hard for you to see. But let us do a word like, let's do the word, I don't know, mother is, oh well, it's kind of big, but that's okay. We'll do the word mother. So I'm going to do this darker than I would usually, so you do not want to do this dark. So this is way darker than it should be. Okay, I'm not even going on my lines. I'm watching Periscope. So just stay on your lines. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. Okay, so I will do, maybe I'll do the word mum because mother will take too long. So basically, I'm going to, in cursive, quite nicely, write the word mum, and it's nice and big like this. Okay, then I'll take my paint pen. Again, I'm going to shake it up. I'll shake it up off screen so you guys don't get dizzy. And you can prime it once, and then you are going to just follow along on your pencil line. And try not to start and stop. That's what I tell people. It's best not to start and stop and go in a fluid motion. Now, it's hard for me to get a good straight, even line because, sorry, I'm just, on Periscope, it's always hard to do things perfectly. These don't smell at all, actually. No, they don't. Because I am pretty sensitive to smelling stuff. Okay, that's not too bad. Now, I can already tell the paint is lightening up, but you can see how nice and bright it is, right? So that's the Dylusions, the Ranger Dylusions paint pen. Ranger is the company. Okay. Now, if you're familiar with brush lettering or lettering like this, it's called faux calligraphy. You're going to put in a second line. I'm just going to move my camera so you can see clearly a bit here. All right. So any downstroke is going to be thicker. But what I'll do first is I will do my downstrokes in pencil. Now, you don't have to do this if you're really professional. So this is a downstroke, so I'm putting a second line here. There's a downstroke here. So this is, I'm going to add a second line. and there's a downstroke here. I'll add a second line here. So basically I'm going to make these downstrokes thicker. So I will add, I gotta shake this up. And then I will go over my pencil lines and then I will color them in also. So I'll do the M. Like that. Now it looks kind of wobbly because of Periscope, but then I will color it in with my paint pen, and I will also go over the lines so you can see how nice and bright and white this is. It's really great, but I will also go over my single lines again. Did I see a question? Oh, I missed that question. Did somebody have a question? You can ask it again and then I'll check it out. So as you're writing, you're going to shake and you're going to pump it a little bit, but not too often. And you'll get a feel for how often you have to pump it to get the paint going through it. Downstrokes get emphasized, yes. So your downstrokes are going to be thicker than your upstrokes. You'll be single. All right, and then I'm just basically going to trace over and fill in. How do you decide what side of the letter to draw the thickness? Okay, so if you're not familiar with calligraphy or brush lettering, you can still, I'll show you an example with a cursive letter. Okay, so let's look at the O. Now I'm kind of, there we go. So if you, again, I would let this dry and then I would go over it once again. So just so you know, I did not do this only one time. I went over my letters a couple of times. So somebody asked, how do you know which letters are thick or which side is thick? Right? Is that the question? Okay, so let's look at your O. So when you do an O, I'll trace over it with the pencil. Okay, so when you do an O, you go down, you turn, you go up, you go down and across. Anything down is thicker, okay? So down is thicker, so I'm going to draw a second line. Now there actually is some debate about where do you add your second line, on the left side or the right side of the original line? You know what, that's a good question. Some people are adamant that you add it on the outside, and that is totally fine, on the outside of your original letter. So on the outside here and the outside of the O. I kind of just go by how it looks to me. So remember, I'm using my pencil first, okay? So let me get a lighter piece of paper so you can see this clearly. Okay. So let's take a look at this. You have your O like this, right? Yes, it depends on the spacing, Judy. So for this O, my inclination is to go like this, and I could go like this. Basically, you want a pleasing shape. It depends on the structure of your initial letters. So let's do it another way, like this. And we can go on the outside and the outside. Okay, so you can see how where you place it, it does matter. I know you can, personally, okay, I know there's hard and fast rules. Some people believe only on the outside. I personally just judge by the spacing and shape of every letter, okay? And that is why you do use your pencil first. So let's do an H, for example. This is turning into a little bit something different. I just did a YouTube video about this actually. So for the H, do I want to put my downstroke here? Or do I go on the other side? It's all spacing. Here, if I go on the inside, I think that looks fine, but I could also go on the outside and have a bigger, let's erase this. Then I would have a bigger spacing here. All right? So use your pencil first and try to decide where you like it. And eventually you will probably design your letters in a very specific way so that you always add your thicks to one side or the other, okay? So your pencil is your friend, and this pencil is a Tombow Mono pencil. It's an HB, and this eraser is fantastic too. This is a Tombow Mono eraser. And don't mind my little stain there. Okay, back to my lettering. So basically, that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to add, my paint pen in here. Now I have to pump it because it kind of got dry. And then continue on and fill in my thicks and thins, okay? And so that's all you have to do. That's all you have to remember. And then what you end up doing is you get this kind of effect. Now, do you see that drop shadow? That's the second thing I wanted to show you today. It's hard to see on this lettering because it's so dark. This paper is so dark. But I just basically took my pencil, and you could take a marker, and then I went on the right edge of all of the letter strokes along the right edge, and I just drew very gently. If you want it darker, you can push harder, and then you create your drop shadow. So it's a little bit tricky to see, but there you can kind of see my drop shadow going on with the pencil. So you could also change this, use a pencil, you could also change this to a different color. You could, you know, there's lots of different things you could do with drop shadows. So on the lighter paper, I decided to add my pencil's lines all to the right edges of all of my letter shapes. And that's how I got this lettering done. So you might want to check out these really nice paint pens. Once again, that's a Ranger product. And give your lettering, give this lettering a try. And if you do, like I said, I did show this technique, also a similar technique on my YouTube channel, and it's just Kelly Creates. So for the rest of you, if you'd like to check out these projects and my card, remember you can go to Creative Scrapbooker. I always think, oh, I should have prepared my tags and everything beforehand. It's creativescrapbooker.ca, and I'm on the blog today. Okay, so thanks so much for joining, and hopefully you can start working on your Mother's Day presents and do something handmade and have some fun with some hand lettering and enjoy. So happy crafting. Have a great day. Thanks so much, everybody, for the hearts. Sorry I missed some comments. Thanks everybody. Thank you. Bye.